Hello guys, my name is Balakrishna Srivastav and welcome to Code with BK. So in this video we solve question 6 of ISC 2025 Computer Science Board's theory paper, which is this question. So before we start, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel. Okay, so this is the question. Take a minute and give this a reading. Okay, so in this question you have to check if the given integer is a pernicious number or not, and the name of the class is Perni. Okay, what is a pernicious number? Pernicious number is a binary number that has minimum of 2 digits and that has prime number of ones in it. Okay, so your job is going to be to count number of ones in this binary number, check if that count is prime or not, and then print if this number is a pernicious number or not. Okay, they are giving examples. 101 is a pernicious number as the number of ones is 2 and 2 is a prime number. Okay, 10110 is a pernicious number because number of ones is 3, 3 is a prime number. 111 is not because number of ones is 4, 4 is not a prime number. Valid. Okay, alright. The first thing that comes to your mind is something very unusual because you are used to storing binary numbers in strings in all the practice that we have done, in all the sample questions that we have solved. But in this case, they are asking you to store the binary number in an int type, in a normal regular integer in Java. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the fact that what if the number is too long. That is not your concern to worry about. Okay, you just have to stick to the requirement that it says that an int type, okay, the name of the variable is num. Int type is used to store a number in binary number system. In short, saying that this num can contain only ones and zeros. It's an integer that can contain only ones and zeros, and so it is a binary number. Okay, second, if you want to solve this question, you must have the understanding of the fact on how to extract digits from a number using a loop by percent and division method. Okay, because in this case you have to count a number of ones. So from a given integer that is made up of zeros and ones, we extract each digit one by one. We check if it is 0 or 1 and we increment the count. So you must clearly understand the concept of extracting digits from an integer in Java using slash, division and module percent method. Okay, third thing, this has to be done recursively, otherwise you may not get your full marks. Okay, and doing the same job in recursion is not very difficult. It's just that whenever you hear the word recursion, you tend to get a little worried on how you're going to solve this. Okay, that's why there are so many questions solved on my channel, first by using loops and then by using recursion, so that you understand how you solve the same problem recursively. Okay, so the concepts on recursion should also be clear. So to solve this, all you have to do is accept a binary number. That is, all you have to do is create a scanner object, prompt the user to enter an integer, and you don't have to verify if it contains zeros and ones only. In IC questions, whenever they say accept a certain kind of a value, you are expected to get the right input in the right format. It rarely happens that you have to verify the input. You don't have to verify the input. Okay, take an integer which store it in num and that's your job. Okay, you can assume it contains zeros and ones only. Okay, count1 is the most critical part. So all you have to do is remove the units digit from k using %10. Check if it is a 0 or 1 because the value that is passed here will be num. It will be made of zeros and ones only. If the units digit that you extracted is 0, you don't increment the count and you recur. If the digit that you extracted is 1, you increment the count by 1 and recur. I'll show you how. Okay, and then you complete the check method by calling count. Alright, so let me get coding now. So the name of the class is Perni. Okay, and in questions like these, do not change the name of the class even by a single letter. Just keep it as they have told you. Do not change the name of the identifiers, the variable names, the method names, the class name. Okay, so we have a data member which is int num. Okay, again, confusion might arise because you are used to storing binary numbers as strings. In this case, it is a binary number. It is just stored as an integer, as an int type, so it can contain only zeros and ones. Next is the constructor. Initialize the data member with 0, so public Perni, okay, and set num to 0. Okay, then we have void accept, so public void accept. Okay, I need a scanner object to read from the user. Okay, I am on Eclipse, so this import gets added on top automatically. Make sure if you're using scanner, do not forget to add this import. Okay, all right, I'm going to prompt the user. I'm going to sys out enter an integer containing zeros and ones only. Okay, this is our prompt, and I'll say num is scanner dot next int. Okay, all right. Coming to the core function is public int count1 takes integer k. You have to count the number of ones in this integer k, which is supposed to be a binary number. Ones in k. All right. Okay. So if k is 0, okay, this is going to be a base case where recursion stops. You simply return 0. For 0, you don't have any number of ones. Then we extract the units digit, which is going to be k%10, very standard. So if this digit is 1, okay, I found a 1, I need to increment my count. So I'm going to return 1 plus whatever be the count of ones for the remaining number that I get by removing the units digit that I do by k by 10. Okay, and this k%10 and k by 10 is what you learn when you extract digits from an integer using a loop. Okay, should have done this before. You must have done this before. Okay, else, okay, if the digit is not 1, I'm going to simply recur. Okay, and I do not add 1. Okay, and that's your recursive function, the important part of this class. Okay, finally moving on to public void check. Okay, so punish number is a binary number that has minimum of 2 digits. Okay, so you should add a check for this as well, that there should be a minimum 2 digits. So any single digit integer, any single digit number is not a pernicious number, which is either 0 or 1, because we are dealing in binary number system. Okay, so in my check I'm going to first do if num is less than 10, that if it is a single digit number, it is not a pernicious number. So I'm going to say sys out num plus is not a pernicious number. I copy from here, paste here. Okay, all right. Okay, and I simply return. I don't do anything else. Okay, so if this num is a single digit num, okay, num must be at least 2 digits to be checked for pernicious number. Okay, now we come to the checking part. If this number of ones, so I'll say in num ones is going to be count ones, and you pass num in this. Now this num ones has to be prime in order for this number to be a pernicious number. So one, you can write a private helper function. Okay, second, you can check for prime number in this very function. I'm going to write a separate private helper, private boolean is prime int n. Okay, so if n is 1, we simply return false. 1 is neither prime nor composite. Then I'm going to iterate from 2 till less than n, I plus plus. If I find any value of I that divides n completely, I return false, because I found a factor apart from the number and 1, and I eventually return true. Okay, right? Very standard check to check if an integer n is a prime number or not. Okay, all right. So if is prime num ones, I say num is a pernicious number, else num is not a pernicious number. Okay, and that's your code. Okay, you also have to write the main function. So I'm gonna say Perni equal to new Perni. Okay, we call accept first and then we call check. Okay, all right, that's a code. Running this now. Why do we have a yellow mark here? Oh, it's not closed. That's okay. Okay, enter an integer containing zeros and ones. What was the first case? 101. So 101. Oh, I'm changing the line. I'm gonna make it print. Okay, run again. 101. Okay, that's correct. Okay, 10110 is next. 10110 is a pernicious number. That's correct. 111 is not. Okay, 4 digits, 4 ones, not a pernicious number. That's correct as well. Let's take a single digit, say 1, not Let's take another single digit, 0, not. Okay, let's say another example, say 111 0, say 7 ones, 3 4 5 6 7. 7 ones makes a valid integer that can fit in an int type, so this should work. Okay, right? You can try 5 ones as well. Okay, and that is your solution. Right? Do not optimize this code more than what the question asks you for. There is no need to write the optimized version of is prime. That's not required. There should be a function that correctly checks for prime number or not. There is no way that it needs to be fast. Okay, do not waste time on doing things for which you are not going to get marked. It's an exam. Be very objective. Whatever is asked, answer thoroughly, completely, comprehensively, and just let it go. Okay, no need to show your smartness about writing an optimized function here, not needed. Okay, right? You can also optimize this by doing return digit plus count k by 10, and you don't need this. This is also going to work because digit can be either 0 or 1, because this number that is passed is made up of zeros or 1. Okay, so if you're adding 0, the count remains the same. If you're adding 1, the count is incremented by 1, same. Okay, but the question says, okay, count the number of ones in k, so there may be a chance that this k is made up of other digits as well, and so I went with this. Okay, all right. Okay, doing one last check. 1111 should not be pernicious. 11111 should be. Okay, so this was the solution to your problem, and I hope this was helpful. If there is any doubt, there is a part you don't understand, please let me in the comments. I always try to answer all your comments. There is plenty video content to support ISC and ICSC exam preparation on my channel. Go thoroughly through all those videos, comment, ask whatever you need to ask. Okay, let me know your thoughts, keep preparing, and all the best.